In competition, every second counts. In sports, each day gives us unscripted drama. In a world championship, there can only be one winner. Championship swimming comes to Shanghai. One of the world's biggest cities has opened her arms under the FINA banner, celebrating the spectacle of amateur sports. But it's not all fun and games. There are records to break and medals to win, with Americans Ryan Lochte and Tara Kirk looking for gold in a major world championship. Clear the kids out of the pool and get ready. It's time for the FINA World Swimming Championships. And hello everyone, welcome to Shanghai. I'm Craig Elston. Swimmers from 117 countries have come here to the spectacular Xizhang Forest Sports City Complex. The roof opens like a blossoming flower to the sky. It seats over 15,000 and the place is filling up for our first event here at the 8th FINA World Championships, the men's 100-meter backstroke. Two U.S. hopefuls in this field, including Randall Bell, the silver medalist in this very event last year, and Matt Grievers, a top swimmer from Northwestern who's climbing his way up the world rankings, hoping for a breakout performance. These are the short course championships, our swimmers navigating a 25-meter pool. Now with the call of the race, here's Stuart Story and James Hickman.
So, the final of the 100 meters backstroke. Remind you of the lineup: Lim, Biachanin, Ujang, Welsh, Rogan, Ball, Grievers and Mew.
Watch these guys underwater. Look at this fabulous underwater kick. Now realise that this is the quickest way to go from A to B in swimming at the moment. And out in the lead there, lane 6, Randall Ball from America, really giving it a good shot.
Yeah, did. Ball was in the surface and Ball just slightly ahead of the rest of the field. He certainly is leading as they come down to that wall again.
Neck and neck. The Chinese very excited about lane 3, but Matt Welsh has been using the last length. That's where he's been underwater each time, so watch for him on the last length.
Bal Grievers and Biachan in there. So just over the 25 metres to go, and in fact Matt Welsh is coming through very strongly in the final stages now in the 4th lane, and he's beginning to feature now in lane 6.
All underwater there, look at that, unbelievable. They've even missed him off the shot there. You can't see him, but he's well in front here.
Now Welsh look as though he's coming. I think he's got it. I think he's got it. He has got it. Welsh has got it. He was way under the water for a long, long time, and the cameras missed him totally, but we could see him from this high vantage point of ours, 51.09, and certainly that was a very, very strong second or final 25 metres.
He was doing that in the heats and the semi-finals, Stuart, and I was ready for it. I thought these guys might have been ready for it too, and there would have been someone trying to match him, but nobody did, and that's what gave him the gold medal. Marcus Rogan got the 2nd, of course, and Randall Ballot was leading. He got 3rd, but Matt Welsh really just took it to them on that last length, saving it all.
It was very, very strong indeed. And no one saw him. You couldn't see him in the crowd. And all of a sudden he emerged and he was in the lead. It was absolutely superb.
Even the cameraman missed him. He was underwater. He seems pretty chuffed with that.
Welsh gold, Rogan silver, Ball bronze. 51.09 to the Australian Matt Welsh. He deserved it and he performed well. The women's 50-metre breaststroke final up next. And there is the lineup. Wang of China, Van Billion, Kirk of the United States, Edmiston, Hansen of Australia, Baker of New Zealand, Hardy of the United States, and Jilin Ping of China. Tara Kirk of the United States, 6th in the Olympic 100 breast, 30.29, her personal best. That's the qualifying time for this championship, so don't be confused by that. But no confusion here. Jade Edmiston, who is the world record holder, 29.90. Former world short course record holder, of course, Jessica Hardy of the United States. The final of the women's 50-metre breaststroke. Wang, Van Billion, Kirk, Edmiston, Hansen, Baker, Hardy, Jilin Ping.
The world record here is 29.90, so that's what we're looking at. That's the main time. It's fast and furious, this breaststroke. Let's see how Tara Kirk can do. She got 3rd last time. I'm sure she wants to pick up for the Americans and get close, but look, it's all about Jade Edmiston here.
Edmiston certainly leading off the wall there, slightly ahead, and also Brooke Hansen going very strongly indeed. On the far side is Zoe Baker of New Zealand going well, and so is Jessica Hardy of the United States. And Hardy looks good at the far side of the 7th lane, and this looks to be very close, and Hardy might well get it. It's very close. It's very close indeed.
That was very close. Look, we got 1-2 for the Australians. They're going to be very pleased with that. Brooke picks up the silver behind Jade, who was quite a little bit outside that world record in actual fact.
That was a very, very strong finish by Hardy. I thought Hardy was going to pressure the two Australians in the middle, but in the end it went to the script, really. 30.22. The championship record stands at 29.96, so outside of that, but that was much tighter than perhaps we thought it might be, the way that Jade went off. And here's we've got the United States swimmer is off shot at the moment, but my goodness, did she come through strongly in the end.
She was out in lane 7 in actual fact with Jessica Hardy, so she'll be very pleased with that swim. It was all about hitting the wall, hitting that finish on a stroke, on a full stroke, and we saw Jade do that. She's practiced it well, and that's why she's the world record holder, and that's why she won today.
Top of the podium for the women down under. A tremendous performance by the Australians, but Hardy and Kirk of the United States just off the pace. We'll see more from Kirk later in the show, but coming up next, Ryan Lochte takes on a stacked field in the 400-meter individual medley when we return to Shanghai.
WCSN.com's better than ever, with more features, events, sports, and complete coverage direct to your computer online. WCSN.com offers total access to an unprecedented lineup of World Championship events, from athletics to gymnastics, cycling to volleyball, skiing to wakeboarding. Catch all the action with the very latest news and updates. Register now at WCSN.com, the home of world champions. What does it take to be the best? To compete? To become a world champion? Every week, World Championship Sports brings you the best athletes competing in the biggest events of the year, so you can see who will be crowned world champion. The Rowing World Cup, the Rowing World Championships. Watch full event coverage of the world's best rowers live and exclusively on WCSN.com. Who will be the next world champion? Log on to WCSN to find out.
Shanghai, the Paris of the East, where new and old collide as the buildings of the past mesh with new architecture and technology in this city of 17 million people. We move next to our most technically demanding race, the 100-meter men's butterfly. And the start list includes American Jamie Kramer in lane 1, who qualified with a time of 52.12 seconds and will have some work to do here. Back now to James and Stewart.
Almeida of Brazil, 50.62. He's in one of the seeded lanes. The fastest qualifier, 51.10. He looked pretty impressive, actually.
I think this is his to take, Stuart. Well, Stuart, if I was in this race and I was Almeida, I'd be very wary of lane 2, Thomas Ruprath. His best time is 50.10, slightly faster than Almeida's, but the form that Almeida showed in the semi-final, I think it's all his for the taking, and it's really going to be about second place here.
Well, Subirats has gone off very, very strongly out in the 8th lane. He's really powering away, and he's going to lead into that turn just about, I think. Is it? No, Almeida does. Subirats just taken by 7/100ths of a second. So Almeida coming through to show the form that we saw, but he's in the lead at the moment. Mankoch of Slovenia is going very strongly as well, just outside him, and in lane 1, Kramer going well. Ruprath is going well.
It's all about this last turn. I think if they can get something in, they're going to win a medal.
Well, certainly, I think you're right. Almeida certainly looks to be going away from the moment, and right on the far side, Subirats is going very strongly. Almeida and Subirats is going to be between these two at the moment. Now, who got that? Ooh, it was Almeida just, and Subirats right on the far side in lane 8. He looked as though he was closing down, and in 3rd place, Jamie Kramer. So that was Almeida from Subirats and Kramer. Wow, Subirats looked pretty tough in that 8th lane. When it's closing down, I'm just watching them in the final stages, and that was close.
That was fantastic. Those two guys in the outside lane, lanes 1 and 8, got the silver and bronze, or 8 and 1 got silver and bronze. And Ruprath got 4th in the end. It was a pretty good race. Almeida 51.07. I think he will be reasonably pleased with the gold medal and not so much with the time. But he did really take that out and owned that race, should we say. It really was his for the taking.
Well, there's the evidence of the result of that 100-foot butterfly. Almeida, Subirats and Kramer, the 3 medalists. 51.07, the winning time. No records this time, but a good race, and what a finish. Here it is. 4:00:37, championship record. Good deal slower, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little bit slower, isn't it, at the moment. 4:08 the qualifying time, but I think these guys just did what it took to get into the final here.
Brody, Kent, Berutsky, Margalis, Lochte, Marin and Zhao. The lineup for the final. Garlis of the United States, 4:08.30. It's his first appearance in one of these short course championships. Lochte, Ryan Lochte of the United States, gold medalist in that record-breaking 800-meter free relay that the Australians will all remember in Athens in 2004. And Salata of Brazil right on the outside in lane 8. So 16 lengths of the pool. The final of the 400 meters individual medley for men then. Brody, Kent, Berutsky, Margalis, Lochte, Marin, Zhao and Salata.
This is one of the toughest events in the swimming programme this year. All 4 disciplines here, starting with fly, then back, breast and then freestyle. You've got to be pretty strong at them all, but I'm a real believer that the breaststroke is the key event. We saw that just last night when Qi Hu of China pulled right away from the field and the breaststroke of the women's 400 medley, and that really won it for her. So let's see how these guys go.
Lochte clearly an early advantage in the fly. He's looking quite strong and looking as though he wants to get away from this field early on, because he's really powering down this straight here. He's very much a man in form and looking as though he's pulling back just a little bit.
Yeah, he's definitely closing the gap there, Stuart. You can see that up there in lane 6. It's getting a lot closer. The Americans are going to want Ryan to come through on this one and pick up a gold medal for them. The Italians, of course, have already picked up a gold medal in the men's 4x100, but they'll be cheering on. They're going very well, the Italians, at this meet.
So word on Leith Brody. He's now trailing. He's probably in 8th place right now. He's finding this pretty tough. And Lochte, Marin and Berezutsky as we go into the 4th discipline and the freestyle, and this is going to be very interesting indeed. I wonder whether Ryan Lochte can actually hang on to this. Certainly Marin has made no further advantage, although he's now putting it in. His stroke rate's gone up as Marin, the Italian, is really working hard to pull back so that he's got somewhere to come from in the final stages of this. The American turns just that little bit early, and Berezutsky is still in that 3rd place.
Yeah, I think it looks like Ryan Lochte's got this one sewn up. You know, he's a strong freestyler. I can't see Luca taking him here. So the last 25, I don't see the places changing much. And there he is. Ryan's really dug in now.
Yeah, Lochte coming in to take this. Lochte's going to be the champion. He wins it. And Marin, the fastest man in the field on paper, gets the silver. Now, who's going to get the bronze? It's a championship record too, and the bronze goes to Berezutsky. It really didn't change too much in the final stages, that race.
No, a fantastic swim by Ryan. I'm sure he'll be very pleased with that. That's the best time by 2 seconds, and he's now world champion. He's picked up the Americans, given them a gold medal, and they're off and running now. There we are. Ryan really led from the start here, didn't he? His 100 fly was good. His backstroke's great. We've got to see him go in the 200 backstroke this week, probably against Marcus Rogan. So I'm looking forward to a few races Ryan's going to be in. He's a good all-rounder.
Very, very relaxed, but strong. A strong stroke.
His last turn there, and he came off that wall and really pushed for that gold medal. His head's pretty low in the water there. I'm pretty sure that's creating resistance. He could maybe keep that up and get in a bit quicker. Anyway, sees the time, championship record, and it's all good.
Let's see that championship record now. Ryan Lochte, 4:02.49. That's a big improvement on his best. Luka Marin, 4:05.12, and Igor Berezutsky of Russia.
A command performance for Lochte, who decimates the field, setting a championship record. Another medal for the Americans, who are trying to keep pace with the Aussies in the medal count. Coming up next, the women hit the pool for the 200-meter backstroke. Stay tuned.
WCSN.com's better than ever, with more features, events, and complete coverage of the sports you want online. Athletics fans, go to WCSN.com to gain total access to the 2006 season of athletics, the World Championships, World Cups, Grand Prix, and all of the top international meets from around the globe. See the best compete with live streaming, event highlights, and updates. Register now at WCSN.com. What does it take to be the best? To compete? To become a world champion? Every week, World Championship Sports brings you the best athletes competing in the biggest events of the year so you can see who will be crowned world champion. The Rowing World Cup, the Rowing World Championships. Watch full event coverage of the world's best rowers live and exclusively on WCSN.com. Who will be the next world champion? Log on to WCSN to find out.
Welcome back to Shanghai and to the Xizhong Stadium. This magnificent facility is multi-sport with an opening roof 40 meters above the temporary 25-meter pool. For the next event, as you can see now, the 200 meters backstroke final for women. There are the records. There it is. Zhao of China, drawn in lane 1. McLean of New Zealand in 2. Zimmer, that's Tay Zimmer of Australia in 3. Maggie Holzer of the United States in 4. And there's Holzer of the United States, Maggie Holzer, 2:05.47. She's in the seeded lane. Won the World Short Course Championship, so she's defending a title. The final of the women's 200 meters backstroke. Zhao of China, McLean of New Zealand, Zimmer Australia, Holzer United States, Ingram New Zealand, Liebs Germany, Filippi Italy, and Kamarova of Russia.
It'd be great if the USA could pick up another gold here. Stuart, push them back up to the medals table a little bit. I know they've got quite a young team. They've got some new blood in here, and they're maybe trying out for their first time. Look at lane 1 there, China. From China, we've got Chao Jing, and she's going pretty well.
Well, Chao Jing, I think the lead is coming from Holzer of the United States in the 4th lane. She's leading as they go into that first turn, or into that second turn, I should say. 29.53 at 50. It's quite quick. Just looking at Tay Zimmer, is going very strongly. Also, there's not a lot in it in the early stages. All turning together, as you can see for yourselves. No one yet emerging, apart from perhaps Holzer. Holzer just spearheading away just a little bit. Kamarova on the 8th lane, not showing just yet, which is a little bit stronger in the final stages. And they've got Zimmer, Holzer and McLean at the 100-meter mark.
That's not that far outside of the world record split, 0.23, so maybe the world championship record of 2:04.97 might be on the cards. That was Lindsay Benko in the champs in Moscow in 2002. So I think Holzer seems to be just starting to take the lead a little bit here, and Tay Zimmer is going to have to work this last 50 pretty hard to catch her up.
Yeah, she's doing okay. I think Zimmer's in 2nd place. Yes, she is. And McLean in 3rd. Just half a second Zimmer down on Holzer at the moment as they come down here.
It looks to me like Margaret's got this. She's really pulled away down this last length. But will she get close to this World Championship record? 2:04.97. It's not going to be far off. Tay Zimmer underwater a lot there, pushing this last length.
Well, Holzer's going to come through and take this clearly. She's well in the lead of the rest of this field now. Can Zimmer get silver here? Oh! And that's Holzer from Zimmer. It wasn't quite as exciting a race as I thought it was going to be, that one. Holzer certainly looked to be in control of the affair, didn't she, right from the start? But we said she's got a 2:05.47, which is the 2nd fastest time. We know that Komarova of Russia had the fastest time, but she was down in, what, 7th place in the end with 2:07, so that's pretty disappointing. And Holzer 2:05.29, which represents a new personal best for her, so that you can't ask too much more than that. There's the confirmation. Holzer 2:05.29, Zimmer 2:05.99, McLean 2:06.96. There's the lineup. Santos of Brazil, Voynets of Ukraine, Draganja of Croatia, then Jones of the United States, Nystrom of Sweden, Melon of Argentina, Brunelli of the United States, and Santos of Brazil. This guy won the World Student Games title last year. He was the fastest qualifier, and to be quite honest, he looked good. I must say he's a newcomer, and if he were to win here, then it would signal a big advance in his career. Stefan Nystrand of Sweden, best of 21.15, that's his personal best. He qualified with 21.53. Just missed a medal in Athens. He was 4th in that 50-free final. Jose Milon of Argentina holds the world short course record, and at 21.36. Whether he's in that sort of form, well, we'll see. Brunelli, Nicholas Brunelli of the United States, 21.18 his best. Bronze medalist in the 4x200 meter freestyle. He swam the second leg. He was 8th in the 50 in the long course championship last year. And that's Wilhelm Santos, 21.64 his best. Final of the 50 meters freestyle for men. Santos, Voynich, Draganja, Jones, Niestrand, Mulan, Brunelli and Santos. 2 lengths and the entry very important indeed, and Jones has got away pretty well indeed. He's going very strongly in the middle, but there's not a lot in it on the turn. There really isn't. Jones looked good to me in the 4th lane. The American now being run down in lane 6. Mellon's going well now. Mellon's right in lane 7. Brunelli of the United States going well. Brunelli in the 7th lane. I wonder who's going to take this. Is it going to be, on the near side?
Draganja in lane 3.
Wow, Draganja must have come through very strongly, because certainly Brunelli on the far side was going very, very strongly for me. That's tough to read as we found it alive. Look at this.
There's a joint bronze medal situation here. The camera's not wide enough, but as you'll see, Nicholas Brunelli got first, and Volinets from the Ukraine got 3rd as well.
Draganja surprised us all, 21.38. Colin Jones, 21.52. And Voynich, Alexander Voynich, 21.62. But look at that. Look at those times. It was tight. It always is, with the exception of that. 21.38 is a good advantage in the end. But my goodness, what a race.
And what an all-star podium, each of them getting their own Yang mascot and a medal too. The women team up next for the 4x100 medley.
WCSN.com's better than ever, with more features, events, sports, and complete coverage direct to your computer online. WCSN.com offers total access to an unprecedented lineup of World Championship events, from athletics to gymnastics, cycling to volleyball, skiing to wakeboarding. Catch all the action with the very latest news and updates. Register now at WCSN.com, the home of world champions. What does it take to be the best? To compete? To become a world champion? Every week, World Championship Sports brings you the best athletes competing in the biggest events of the year, so you can see who will be crowned world champion. The Rowing World Cup, the Rowing World Championships. Watch full event coverage of the world's best rowers live and exclusively on WCSN.com. Who will be the next world champion? Log on to WCSN to find out.
Welcome once again to Shanghai and to the Xizhong Stadium. I'm Stuart Story. With me is James Hickman, the 5-time world champion, the 4x1 at the end, which is going to be good. The first final then, the women's 100 meters breaststroke. There are the records for you. Tara Kirk, who holds the world record, is in this race. There's the lineup. Jili Ping drawn in 1, Brooke Hansen in 2, Jess Hardy in 3, Tara Kirk in 4, and Billion in 5, Edmiston in 6, Bidliska in 7, and Gulbrandsen in 8. Brooke Hansen has got a silver in the 50 breaststroke already and a gold in the 100 meters individual medley. Going well. Best of 1:05.36 of the women's 100 meter breaststroke. Jili Ping in 1, Hansen 2, Hardy 3, Kirk 4, Van Billion 5, Edmiston 6, Bidlisna 7, Gulbrandsen 8. Lane 1 nearest the camera. So 4 lengths of this pool now.
We saw Brooke Hansen there demonstrating that butterfly kick underwater off the start there, using it to great effect. She's in lane 2 and swimming pretty well there.
Not a lot in it as they make the turn, which will get a 50 time check very shortly. Just looking at the centre there in lane 4, Tara Kirk's going very strongly indeed, and also in lane 6, Jade Edmiston. It may well touch the wall first. It's a very, very good 50 metres. Let's have a look and see who touches.
Tara Kirk on the turn there, getting it first. Second, Jade Edmiston, and in 3rd place we've got Susan Van Biljon from South Africa. It's anybody's race here, Stuart. There's a line of girls there. Good turn here, and it could be a medal for anybody.
Tara Kirk is going pretty well now, though. She's got a slight lead as they hit that wall and come out onto this final length. And this is going to be a real battle to the line, isn't it? This is when the stroke rate goes up, In lane 4, Tara Kirk looks slightly ahead at the moment. She's pressuring away outside her. Van Biljon's going quite strongly. And also Jade Edmiston. These three, let's have a look who touches that first. It's the United States, it's Kirk, she's got the title.
Van Biljon's come in for second from South Africa. Great swim from her. And Jade Edmiston's taken the bronze to add to her gold medal in the 50. But great swim there by Tara Kirk. Championship record, 105.25. She just sneaked under Brooke Hansen's 105.36. And yeah, I think she'll be very pleased with that.
Yeah, she did. It all happened actually in that final turn. She hit the wall very hard and then came away absolutely brilliantly, timed it well and got a good lead.
And brought it home for a championship record. Kirk's from the Northwest and had a brilliant college career at Stanford with 4 NCAA titles in this event. She's moved on to become the overall world record holder. And we'll see her next in the 4x100 medley relay, as Kirk and Team USA will battle that tough Australian team and the host China squad.
The final of the women's 4x100 meters medley relay. New Zealand, Italy, Australia, China, the United States, Russia, Sweden, Korea. New Zealand in lane 1 nearest the camera. So we'll see who comes up into the lead here, and it looks as though China have gone off very, very strongly indeed, and that's Gao. It's very, very close as one would expect at this early stage, but China leading, I think. China, Gao, just in the lead. I think China will come in at the end of the first takeover. They do. Australia second, just 1/100th behind.
They're underneath the world record split there, 0.84.
That's a big, big split, 0.84. So Gao, very, very quick indeed. But look at this. This is Jade Edmiston for Australia.
We know that she's fast over that first 50. We saw that in the semi-final earlier tonight. It's how well she comes back for Australia, because Australia will have been underneath that world record split as well.
Lau of China, and for the United States it's Tara Kirk, so they're all there.
Tara Kirk was fastest into the breaststroke final. She's a world record holder for the 100 breast, so this is going to be good.
Well, Edmiston certainly not losing any ground at all here and going very, very strongly indeed. Just over 25 metres to go, and the breaststroke, which has been a significant factor right the way through, is proving to be so once again. It's Australia leading, I think the United States and China in second and third. These three way out ahead of the rest. United States second, China third.
The world record split is 2 minutes 04.62. Let's see how close we are to it. We're under it.
Well under it. 1.13 underneath at 200 metres for the Australians, and the Australians really charging away. Jess Schipper now. Jess Schipper. It's going to be very, very strong indeed. Australia first, China second, USA third. It's very, very close. The rest way behind. The split 3:02.90 coming up at 300 metres. Oh, they're 3 seconds inside. That's huge. They're destroying the record. They really are. Jess Schipper really flying. Well, Australia well in the lead now. Liz Lentman on the turn, really hammering down now, and the rest of the team down at the far end. It's going to be a wonderful time. It really is. The world record's going to be taken apart here.
I want to see that line. Look, she's miles in front of it.
Oh, look at this. An astonishing performance by Australia. The world record has gone, and it's going to be very tight. Who gets the second? The United States, I think, get the second, and China get the third, the bronze. But that was an unbelievable swim by an Australian quartet who promised so much, and my goodness me, didn't they deliver?
Oh my word, 3.11 under that world record. Those girls have swam fantastic.
And it wasn't just beating the world record, they took it apart. Absolutely destroyed it.
And congrats to Team USA for picking up the silver. Hang in there, the men's 200-meter backstroke is next.
WCSN.com's better than ever, with more features, events, and complete coverage of the sports you want online. Athletics fans go to WCSN.com to gain total access to the 2006 season of athletics, the World Championships, World Cups, Grand Prix, and all of the top international meets from around the globe. See the best compete with live streaming, event highlights, and updates. Register now at WCSN.com. What does it take to be the best? To compete? To become a world champion? Every week, World Championship Sports brings you the best athletes competing in the biggest events of the year, so you can see who will be crowned world champion. The Rowing World Cup, the Rowing World Championships, Watch full event coverage of the world's best rowers live and exclusively on WCSN.com. Who will be the next world champion? Log on to WCSN to find out.
We're back in Shanghai at the Xizhang Forest Sports City Complex as we continue highlights from the 2006 FINA Swimming Championships. Next up, it's the 200-meter backstroke. You may remember the United States' Aaron Pearsall setting the record back in 2004. Now it's held by Austria's Marcus Rogan. But American Ryan Lochte is waiting in the wings, hoping to take it over. James now has more on Rogan.
Well, he's Austria's first world record holder in swimming for 93 years. Rolf in 1, Kramer in 2, Welsh in 3, Lochte in 4, Rogan in 5, Wu Zhang in 6, Durand in 7, and Zhang of China will lead them out. The final of the men's 200-meter backstroke. Rolf in 1, Kramer in 2, Welsh in 3, Lochte 4, Rogan 5, Wu Yang 6, Durand 7, Zhang 8. 8 lengths of the pool.
Pick your mark.
So I think Rogan, who came second to Ryan Lochte in the 200 medley, is going to be keen to avenge that loss and really stamp his authority on this, because he is the world record holder. 150.43 is best time. The championship record by Aaron Pearsall, 150.52. I mean, there's only 9 100ths there, so I don't know. I think they're quite tough records to beat here, but there goes Rogan now, lane 4. I think he's going to turn first.
Lochte, Rogan and Wu Yang on that turn at 50 metres, 26.10, inside the world record by half a second. So that's a pretty quick start indeed. In lane 4, Ryan Lochte, who set the world record in the 200 IM, just looking strong at the moment and beginning to build on his race now. Next to him, Marcus Rogan of Austria is a little bit further down, but still in contention. These two just getting slightly away. Out in lane 7, Durand going quite well too.
I can't believe Lochte's really taking the world record holder apart here. He's way out in front. Lane 4, 1.12 underneath the world record pace. I can see that going, Stuart.
Yes, I can. He's in very good form indeed, and it might take that to beat Rogan. Rogan was really building for this race. He saved himself for this. Lochte leads, Rogan in second place. These two ahead of the rest of the field by a considerable margin now.
Oh, here come back. Rogan came back a lot on that length then. He doesn't want to lose this. Maybe he's just been pacing himself that little bit more.
Yeah, it looks like an even pace for Rogan, and he's only 7/10 behind, but they've dropped off a little bit. Only 0.73 inside the record, and this is the clock. Watch the clock at 150.43, which is Rogan's own world record. Just watch it as it counts down. This is very strong.
This looks like, to me, it's going to be a world record and championship record. The second one for Ryan. Look at that. He's miles in front of that line, Stuart.
Lochte takes it. He's the world champion or new world record holder. That's a sensational swim. Rogan in second place. And Matt Welsh gets another medal, bronze. He was down. We didn't really give him a mention. He was way down on these two. But what about that? World record to Ryan Lochte. Gold in the 400 IM with a championship record, a bronze in the 4x2 free, a gold in the 200 IM in a world record, and now he's the world record holder in the 200 back. Well, that is a sensational swim.
He has just smashed that record, 149.05. What a fantastic swim. The world record was 150.43, so nearly a second and a half underneath it. That's not taking little bits off, that's taking chunks out of it.
He's destroyed it, hasn't he? Absolutely destroyed it. When you think that Matt Welsh's time was 153.10, and that wasn't his best, but remember, he's been really going strong. We thought he might not be able to sustain the 200 back, but this guy did. My goodness me. Yes, indeed, and there is the evidence. World record to Ryan Lochte of the United States, 149.05. Marcus Rogan, 150.97. And Matt Welsh, 153.10. Brilliant race.
By a brilliant racer who's taking the swimming world by storm. 22-year-old Ryan Lochte has picked it up, improving every year, capped off by this world record performance here in Shanghai at the 200-meter backstroke. We've cleared the pool. It's time now for the women's 100-meter freestyle, where our attention is on lane 2 and the United States' Amanda Weir, along with Australia's Lisbeth Lenton in lane 5.
For the final of the women's 100-meter freestyle, Guzmal, Weir, Sepala, Veldhuis, Lenton, Correa, Marshall, Lilhag.
Oh, I'm so excited about watching Libby Lenton here. I think she's just going to be, look, she's up and in the lead straight away. Hopefully this is going to be a really fast swim. I'd like to see the championship record of 52.17 go here. It's well within Libby's grasp.
Well, she's certainly leading as they come out of that first turn. Lenton leading, and it's very tight between Correa and Veldhuis on the near side surrounding her. It's almost like an arrowhead, isn't it? It's very tight, though, at the moment, because Veldhuis of the Netherlands, she's got a best of 52.84, going very strongly. But just over a lap and a half to go now, a length and a half.
I think it's all going to be about the last length. I think Libby's going to do what Matt Welch did in the 100 backstroke and just power away down this last length.
Well, there you go, 25 metres to go. Lenton leads. Veldhuis in second place at the moment, and Correa just dropping off just a little bit now. And Lenton moving away from this field and is going to take the gold. She's a metre or more ahead, and just as you said, powering to the finish, and that's a very good gold medal there. And outside, Veldhuis gets silver, Correa gets bronze, and that was a very, very good race. It promised to be good, and the powerhouse, well, we saw that in the relay, 52.33, just outside Al-Shamar's short course World Championship record, but very good swim.
She's just so strong, and it's just great technique. If anybody wants to know what freestyle swimming should look like, copy Libby Lenton.
Lenton then the gold, 52.33. Veldhuis, 53.33, the silver from the Netherlands, and Correa of the United States gets the bronze at 53.54.
We'll stay with the women as Tara Kirk takes the water for the 200-meter breaststroke next.
WCSN.com's better than ever, with more features, events, sports, and complete coverage direct to your computer online. WCSN.com offers total access to an unprecedented lineup of World Championship events, from athletics to gymnastics, cycling to volleyball, skiing to wakeboarding. Catch all the action with the very latest news and updates. Register now at WCSN.com, the home of world champions. What does it take to be the best? To compete? To become a world champion? Every week, World Championship Sports brings you the best athletes competing in the biggest events of the year, so you can see who will be crowned world champion. The Rowing World Cup, the Rowing World Championships. Watch full event coverage of the world's best rowers live and exclusively on WCSN.com. Who will be the next world champion? Log on to WCSN to find out.
We're back at the state-of-the-art Xizang Forest Sports Complex, where it's time for more action in the women's 200-meter breaststroke. Tara Kirk has drawn the favorites lane, lane 5.
Well, there's the lineup. Gormacheva in 1, Sony in 2, Lo of China in 3, Kei Hui of China in 4, Kirk of the United States 5, Van Biljon of the Republic of South Africa in 6, Pidlisna of the Ukraine in 7, and Nunez of Cuba in lane 8. The final of the women's 200-meter breaststroke. Gormacheva, Sony, Lo, Kei, Kirk, Van Biljon, Pidlisna, and Nunez.
But don't count out Tara Kirk from America. Gold in the 100 breaststroke, so she's going to be strong here. But, you know, we saw Kei Hui in the medleys pacing it perfectly well, coming through so strong in the breaststroke leg that I'm still going to lean towards her coming through here.
Yeah, but Kirk of the United States is taking it very differently. She's gone off very, very strongly, and it looks to me as though she's putting the real effort into the first part of the race, and she's going to hit that wall first, I would think, alongside Van Biljon and Kirk, the two. There's only 500s between them. Lao of China is in 3rd place. She's in the 3rd lane, and there's still no sign of Kei Hui, but she's strong in the final stages. But certainly Tara Kirk of the United States is going very, very strongly indeed.
They're all coming up towards being in a line. There's those two, but the other three from lanes 2, 3 and 4 are certainly starting to move up on these girls now.
Van Biljon of the Republic of South Africa is certainly for me in the lead at the moment, with Kirk in 2nd place, and in 3rd place is Kei Hui of China as they're going to hit that wall.
Lane 2, Rebecca Sony from the USA. She's swimming a great leg here.
Yes, indeed. Van Biljon, Kirk and Kei, and that... and you're right, from lane 2, so Rebecca Sony of the United States, the best she's got is a World Student Games silver in the gold in the, or silver rather, in the 100 and 200 breast. But this is now beginning to hot up now.
Oh, those 5 girls are all in the line there. I wouldn't count out Kei Hui at all, because she's that 400 medley swimmer. She's going well here. The crowd are getting lifted by a Chinese girl going, look, she's pulling through here.
Yes, she is, and you can see there's a real powerhouse in action here. She's going to hit the wall first. Certainly, and she's half a second, nearly 6/10 of a second ahead, and really it's a totally different race to the one that Tara Kirk tried to get away, and Kei Hui just lay back there, laid really back, And in second place is Lau of China. It's China 1 and 2 at the moment, and on Rebecca Soni on the near side going very strongly indeed.
I wouldn't like to call who's going to get silver or bronze here. I think Kei Hui, the strength of her coming through here, she's paced this perfectly. This is going to be another gold medal for her.
Yeah, this is Kei Hui of China really motoring down the straight, and Van Billon could get the silver. This is really a brilliant gold medal for China. And in second place was
Tara Kirk from the USA.
Yes, and that was absolutely super. And in third place was Van Billon, who swam very strongly.
Oh,
but
we've just got a notice here up on the board that Van Billon from the South Africa has been disqualified. Back to Kei Hui, who she paced that perfectly well, was not distracted by the fact that Tara Kirk went out pretty fast indeed. Now, this was exactly like her medley. That's what happened in the 200 medley. Tara Kirk, also a medley swimmer, went out pretty fast flying back. Kei Hui came through on that third 50, as she did here in the 200, and cracked the field completely.
there is the official result. Kei Hui of China, a second gold medal, or in fact a third gold medal. She got one in the 400 medley as well as the 200 IM from Tara Kirk and Le Nan. 2:20.72, the gold medal time. Here are the records. 56.34, the world record. This is Rachel Comizard of the United States. She's got a bronze and a silver, both in the relays, 4x2 free and the 4x1 medley. But Jess Schipper, gold at 200 fly, gold at 4x2, gold in the 4x100 medley, one championship record, one world record, a best of 56. And Elizabeth Lenton, three golds and one silver, the final of the women's 100 meters fly. Comizars, Descenta, Moravkova, Schipper, Lenton, Decker, Zhao and Zhu.
Yeah, look at the yellow lanes that are cordoned off there. The lane 4 and lane 5, that's Lenton and Schipper with the yellow hats on in the middle. Lenton going out very fast and very strong, but we'll expect that because she's a powerful swimmer, great 50 swimmer, but Schipper does a 200 fly as well, so expect her to be strong in the end.
Also, the outside lane's going quite well. Comizar on the near side going well, lane out, Zhu going well, but it certainly looks like a Lenton at the moment on the turn. We'll get the confirmation. It is, followed by Decker and Schipper, the two Australians, the Dutch woman sandwiched between them.
Lenton here looking very strong. It's going to be down to the last length. I wonder if Schipper's got the strength from that 200 fly. She got right on the wall there, as did Martina Moravkova in lane 3.
Well, Lenton's up there and Lenton's coming away with this. Schipper really having to work hard for second place and looks as though she might get there. It's very strong. Third is very closer. Lenton's going to take the gold, does so. Now, Schipper gets third, in fact. The second goes to Comizar.
In lane 1 there. As we said, anybody in any lane can win anything here. It's unbelievable. It's great. So there, Elizabeth Lenton just outside that championship record, 56.56. She went 56.61, did Elizabeth. And then Rachel Comizar, second, 57.43, in lane 1. And then Jess Schipper, a bit of a surprise really. I thought she was going to be a bit higher in the medals there, 57.49, but Elizabeth Lenton's just so strong, and she hit that wall there. That's what the 100 fly is all about now, making sure you're on a full stroke as you come into the turn. Get round it as quick as you can. I think that's going to be lane 1 there. That's the silver medalist, Comizar.
Yeah, Rachel Comizar, actually, I mentioned her. She was going very, very strongly. And once again, when you're looking at these races, we've all of a sudden got to look at those outside two lanes because this is very much different to anything I've seen before. There are so many things happening in lanes 1 and 8. But that was a good gold medal then. There's the confirmation of the result of the 100 fly. Liz Lenton, 56.61. Rachel Comizar's 57.43 takes the silver, and Jess Schipper, 57.49, takes the bronze.
WCSN.com's better than ever with more features, events, and complete coverage of the sports you want online. Athletics fans go to WCSN.com to gain total access to the 2006 season of athletics, the World Championships, World Cups, Grand Prix, and all of the top international meets from around the globe. See the best compete with live streaming, event highlights, and updates. Register now at WCSN.com. What does it take to be the best? To compete? To become a world champion? Every week, World Championship Sports brings you the best athletes competing in the biggest events of the year so you can see who will be crowned world champion. the Rowing World Cup, the Rowing World Championships. Watch full event coverage of the world's best rowers live and exclusively on WCSN.com. Who will be the next world champion? Log on to WCSN to find out.
Shanghai, China, wonderful host to the World Swimming Championships this year as we've reached our final event, the men's 4x100 medley. The USA holds both the world and competition records here, and will have the sensational Ryan Lochte helping out this year's team. But watch out for these guys from Australia. All four are terrific.
Final of the men's 4x100 meters medley relay. New Zealand, Kazakhstan, Australia, Russia, Ukraine, China, Croatia, and the United States of America.
Take your mark.
Well, Matt Welch there in lane 3 for Australia. He won the men's 100 backstroke, so we can expect a good start for Australia's campaign. Brenton Rickard went well too, but look over there. Ryan Lochte, the world record holder recently in the 200 medley and the 200 backstroke. And whoa, look at that. He is setting the Americans off at a fast pace. Maybe he's going for the individual 100 backstroke world record. You can break that here, you know, Stuart.
Well, I tell you what, he's absolutely flying. He's got to be, what, 3 or 4 meters ahead at the moment. In lane 3, it's Matt Welch, and then in lane 4 is the Russian Vyachanin. But this is absolutely brilliant. Look at that for an opening leg by Ryan Lochte. He's going to hand over now. Lochte comes in. Let's have a look at this.
Well, he's well under world record split, and I think in actual fact that's the individual world record that's gone to Ryan Lochte in the first lead-off leg of the medley relay.
Well, he's left it to Scott Usher now to see if he can hold on to that. It's a big lead that he's given the United States team at the moment. And in the third lane, it's Australia. Brenton Rickard of Australia on the second leg. They're in second place at the moment. In the fifth lane is Oleg Lizagor. He's going very strongly as well, but it's the United States leading. Australia in second place. But Australia coming back now, and Matt Welch closing down this, Brenton Rickard closing down this deficit quite considerably now. And in the fifth lane, we've got Oleg Lizagor, who's a champion here himself. He's going very strongly indeed.
Yeah, he broke the championship record in the 100 breaststroke, did Oleg Lizagor, with Brenton Rickard silver. So they're closing down on Scott Usher here.
Yes, they are indeed. United States leading. In second place in lane 5 is the Ukraine going well.
Still under world record pace for the United States, 0.11, 11 hundredths of a second under world record pace.
Yes, indeed. The United States, Australia, I should have said, in second place, easily in second place at the moment. In third place, in the fifth lane, is the Ukraine. Very, very strong indeed, isn't it?
Well, I'm quite surprised there, but the United States have extended their lead. I thought Adam Pine for Australia was going to close that down a little bit. We'll see what happens over the last 50 of this 100 metres butterfly, and then we've got 100 freestyle to go.
Jamie Kramer in the water for the United States. It's Adam Pine for Australia, so it's the United States leading, the Ukraine and Australia second, Ukraine in third place at the moment. The United States really leading well, and this is now a freestyle fourth leg now for Ashley Callis of Australia, and actually Australia are coming through very, very strongly, and the United States have lost a lot of ground. Nick Brunelli on the far side, and it's United States, Ukraine and Australia now in the third lane. Australia going well, Ashley Callis, and it's going to be very, very tight indeed with 2 legs to go. And the United States have been run down now. Australia leading. Ashley Callis is really going strong. Australia from the United States. What a turnout. This is a powerful finish by the Australians now.
Outside the world record pace at that last 50, so I'm not sure whether they're going to do that. But Australia, I think, here, very strong. But America coming back, Nicholas Brunelli.
Yes, indeed. Brunelli has come back very strongly and might well get back to it. Who's got it? Australia have got it. The United States get the silver and Ukraine get the bronze. Wow, that was touch and go in the final stages. All of a sudden, the Australians had a good lead, and then Brunelli came back in the final stages, and the Americans have come through with 3:27.71. So that was a good climax, a good finish indeed.
Sure was, Stuart. Lochte again put the pedal to the metal to give Team USA an early lead, but the Australians prevailed at the end in a tight race. Ukraine takes the bronze. For the Aussies, a great competition, securing 12 gold medals in the overall medal lead. Team USA just 3 medals behind. Time to hand out the hardware. Ryan Lochte, best athlete of the games with 3 individual victories and 3 records, while Team USA with 872 points beat out Australia for best team of the games. In 5 days of competition, 5 world records were set, 21 championship records set, and 28 continental records were taken home. What more could you ask for? I'm Craig Elston signing off from China. We'll see you next time for more World Championship Sports.